God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. Jesus said that I and my Father are one. We're made in the image and likeness of the one. Since God is what we are, let God be what we show. Let's see the God in every face, everywhere we go. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. Your mind is divine, and the garden of your soul. Plant love, faith, and happiness, and witness what unfolds. From the beauty of creation, reflected in your eyes. You see heaven right here on earth, and you live in paradise. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. Omnipresence manifesting cosmic unity. The ins and outs, the ups and downs, and everything in between. I'm the intelligence, orchestrating relativity. The power of creation is His gift to you and me. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God. God is all there is. God is all there is. God is all there is. In the beginning, God.
Good morning and welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Maxine Kaye. So grateful to be the spiritual leader of this beloved community. Thank you, Django Clump. I love that young man himself. We adore him, and his music is spectacular. Thank you so much. Well, here we are, wherever you may be this Memorial Day weekend. We welcome you here. Maybe you're at home. Maybe you're gardening. Maybe you're ready for a barbecue or going to watch a parade. Maybe you're out of town, or maybe you're on your way out of town. Well, I hope you get there soon. It's a wonderful opportunity to celebrate ourselves and this great country and all the people who have made such contributions. The ultimate contribution, in fact, that we celebrate on Memorial Day for those who have given their all for our country. And we have the joy of and the freedom of experiencing our lives in any way we choose to, and that's partly because of those beloved people. So we do teach and we live the principles of the science of mind, and this is a beautiful way that Dr. Ernest Holmes, our founder, combined the great theologians, the great philosophers, the great minds and hearts of the world, the scientists, the mystics, in order to bring us a very, very practical, very wonderful spiritual practice. And so we're grateful to be able to gather with you wherever you may be. You may be anywhere in the world, because this is reaching you on our live stream. So wherever you are and wherever you may be in your spiritual evolution, you're so welcome here with us this morning. Thank you. We are grateful that you chose to be with us today, a very special day. And you're a very special person. Every sentient being on this planet is here very much on purpose, and that includes you. You matter. You have unique gifts and talents. You're here to live your life out loud, and that's one of the things that we love to teach and remind each other here. You could say we are a transformation station, because we use these spiritual tools to uplift us, to heal hearts, to clarify minds, to heal conditions in our lives, and ultimately in the world itself. As we are here very much on purpose, and that is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Its spiritual magnificence. Let's begin by awakening ourselves to our own spiritual identification, that authentic self that we are now uncovering and discovering. That's the truth of our being, and the more we learn about it, the more we live from that place, the happier we are and the greater impression we make on the world. We also are in the business, the spiritual divine business, if you will, of co-creating a world that works authentically and ethically for all. This is what we are all about here. We also have a great purpose phrase, and it really speaks to who we see ourselves to be, what our vision is for our joyous responsibility. And we're going to put that up on the screen here, so if you choose to, you may say it along with us. Are you ready? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And now we're going to have an opening song by our beloved Lou Doty, and it is simply called Rhythm of the Lord.
Our Mother God, our Father God, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. For this I thank you. Oh, I thank you, Lord, as I live and move and breathe and have my being within the rhythm of the Lord. Our Mother God, our Father God, who art in heaven, I am here with you. How can I serve? How can I serve you today? Use my flesh and bone, my heart and soul to reflect your light forever as I live and move and breathe and have my being within the rhythm of the Lord, within the rhythm of the Lord. How can there be evil when there is only God? There can be no evil in God's name. Oh, how can I trespass on my brother, knowing we are one? Brother, sister, God, we're all the same. Oh, we're all the same. How can there be evil when there is only God? There can be no evil. Our Mother God, our Father God, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I must be holy, for everywhere I go, you are there with me always. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on this earth, and this surely must be heaven as I live and move and breathe and have my being within the rhythm of the Lord, within the rhythm of the Lord, in the rhythm, in the rhythm, in the rhythm of the Lord.
Oh, how beautiful. Thank you, Lou. Your music is beautiful. Your soul is even more so. Well, it's time to gather the kids around. Hi, good morning, wherever you may be. This is a 3-day weekend, and I don't know what you're doing today, but I'm sure it's something wonderful. You know, this is Memorial Day weekend, and we are celebrating and honoring and giving thanks for all the men and women over the years who have given their all for our country, have given their lives for our country in order that we may continue to live in freedom, in order that you can go to the pool today or on a picnic or watch a parade with your parents or go to visit your Aunt Nilly or whomever it is that you're going to see today. Freedom. That's what this commitment has been for those who we're honoring today, this weekend for Memorial Day. Maybe you saw a cartoon some time ago, and it had a pig and a chicken walking down the sidewalk together, and they looked in a window of a restaurant, and there was a sign that said, "Bacon and eggs." And the two friends looked at that, and the chicken got excited and said, "Look, they're talking about us." And the pig said, "Oh, well, you know, for you, it's a donation. For me, it's a total commitment." What we realize is that we want to give from our hearts whatever we can give to make our lives better and the lives of the people around us better. It doesn't need to be a total commitment. It can simply be a contribution. Now, that might mean giving someone a smile who looks unhappy. It might mean sharing your lunch at school sometime if somebody forgot theirs. That's a lovely thing to do, you know? And there are many ways that we can give a little of our hearts and make everyone around us a little happier. That's a sweet thing to do. It's really one of the most important things I can think of that we can do, because it not only makes other people happier, it makes us happier too. Don't you know how good it feels when you know you've made a difference in someone's lives? Why don't you do something this morning? Surprise your parents. Surprise your brother or your sister or your neighbor or your friend. And think of something lovely to do. You know, earlier in this month was the 1st of May was May Day. And I may have mentioned to you at that time that when I was a kid, we used to celebrate May Day with maypoles and all that. And we also used to weave baskets out of construction paper. And then we'd go around and find flowers in the neighborhood and put them in the baskets. We would put them on our neighbors' front porches. They had front porches. And then we ring the bell and run away. So they couldn't see who brought that basket of flowers to them. That's a lovely thing to do anytime. Really very, very nice. So think of some way that you can make a contribution to someone else's life today, and you'll have such a good time doing it, especially if you do it in secret. It's just between you and me. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and thanks for being with us for just a little time today. And please go back to whatever you were doing that was a fun thing for you to do, and think of something fun that you can bring to someone else today. We love you. Talk soon. Bye. Okay. Now let's have a meditation, because there's something wonderful about going deeply within, finding that sacred space. Inner space is worth exploration. So let's take a couple of deep, holy breaths, remembering that God is all there is, the source of life, the source of love, the true source of freedom. And with each breath, with each inhalation, feel that divine life moving through every cell of our bodies, renewing, restoring, healing, nurturing. And with every exhalation, let's let go of any false belief, any sense of separation or any tension. Breathe in the life renewing us. Breathe out that with which we no longer have need. And let the breath become a beautiful circulatory expression of life itself. And now imagine that breath forming a bridge that leads into our hearts. As we enter into our hearts and we feel the peace and the welcome divine embrace, we realize that here is everything we can ever want or need. That the holy presence of Spirit embraces us as we embrace it. And there is nothing to do but to melt into the warmth of divine love and to allow ourselves to be loved and embraced. From this divine expression of unconditional love, we fill up our consciousness with it and allow it to begin moving out from our hearts, connecting so sweetly and so gracefully and so easily with every heart in our lives, and moving beyond, connecting with every heart of every being in the universe. We are the love lights, lighting up the hearts of all. We are the ones who have come to give our gifts and to receive gifts. And as this unconditional presence of love continues to flow out into the world, touching, blessing, illuminating, uplifting, there is a sweet sense of freedom and joy simply in knowing that we are the conduits through which this love is flowing out, flowing back. And we truly, each one of us now, is a recirculating fountain of love. And it's simply a joyful experience to let it flow out, to let it flow in. And something beautiful is happening within us and within the world itself in this divine creative movement. So let's come into the sacred silence now as the love continues to flow, and just be still in the sweet, sweet quietude where love abides completely. And God's loving presence is all that is. It is that which is healing and nurturing and blessing and lifting us and all the world. And so as that loving presence returns to the center of our hearts, we are peace-filled and faith-filled and gratitude-filled, knowing that in truth, all is well. All is well. On the deepest level, all is well.
I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
How sweet that is. Thank you, Daniel. And now I'm going to invite our practitioner of the day to read something inspirational and then share with us a very beautiful spiritual mind treatment. Welcome, Georgiana Gord.
Good morning. My name is Georgiana Gord. I'm a licensed practitioner for the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living in Paoli, Pennsylvania. And thinking about the word imagination, I'm thinking of the power behind that word and the power in imagination that we can co-create with spirit. And a quote from Rumi reminds me of this, that I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. So please join me as I do our opening treatment, which is our affirmative prayer. And I'm going to do this in the first person. So please join me as you choose. I recognize and know that there's only one life, beloveds everywhere present, and it's God. It's simply God. God only, only God. God only, only God. And I unify with this knowing and this thought and this feeling that God is my life is God, because it's all one. And in this oneness, I blend into the consciousness of the Most High, and that's the consciousness of peace and joy and harmony and wisdom and freedom and beauty and truth. All of this is so magnificent, and all of this is joyfully moving and growing and glowing through my imagination. And in my realization, I realize that the co-creation that is through my mind, through my thoughts, through my imagination, is always right where I am. And I know that this co-creation is right here, right now, activated in today's service. The imagination through Reverend Mike and through Dr. Maxine is a divine download that shows up in their message. I know the imagination shows up in our music, in all of the individuals that help serve today as the curtain goes up. I am knowing that the imagination is also with everybody seen and unseen to support today's service. And with this, I give great thanks and gratitude for the opportunity to see the co-creation that lives through the imagination of today's service. This and so much more I know as I release this into the law, knowing that is received, acted upon, and done. And so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful, Georgie. Thank you so much. Let's all say the affirmation together if you choose to. I am a centered divine creative activity using a glorious power greater than I am, yet right where I am, to bring forth good in my life and in the world. I should check the spell checker, but we got the idea. That felt good. Okay, today's a very special day in that Reverend Mike and I are going to complete this month, which has been all about the joy of co-creation, with a he said, she said combined talk. Won't that be fun? Who knows what we're going to say? We don't. And that's the joy of it. I'll start out with a quote from Ernest Holmes' Science of Mind, page 157. When we use our creative imagination in strong faith, it will create for us, out of the one substance, whatever we have formed in thought. In this way, man becomes a co-creator with God. Indeed. Now, we have 3 topics we're going to be addressing, each of us taking a turn back and forth on each one. And we're going to begin with asking the question, are we instruments of the divine or the essence of life itself? And I would invite Reverend Mike to begin.
Thank you, Dr. Maxine. Well, good morning, everybody. It's a delight to be here this Memorial Weekend. Good question. Are we instruments of the divine or the essence of life itself? We're both. But the problem is that a lot of us just see ourselves or act as though we're just instruments. Because we think we're a part of God, we don't recognize we're actually God in expression. You see, we identify ourselves with this thinker, feeler, perceiver, our thoughts, our feelings, and our body's perceptions. And that's what we identify with most of the time. And we forget that the thinker, feeler, perceiver, this little ego of ourselves, is mainly an avenue through which the divine is to express. When we stop and think, stop to recognize who we really are, which is the divine, we open ourselves up to thinking more correctly, feeling more properly, having healthy emotions, and to perceiving the truth of spirit. I ask you to join with me in knowing who you are. And if you're ever in a situation where you're stressed out, you don't know what's going to happen, or you're afraid of stuff, just go back and ask yourself who you are. Now I get to invite Dr. Maxine to come up. You take it over.
I'll be glad to. All right. I love what he said. I agree with him. Okay, that's where we start. But I'll say a little bit something more about it. Truly, we are both the instrument and we are life itself. And I see it as a progression, because becoming aware that each of us is an expression of the living God, each of us is the instrument through which spirit can manifest itself into this life experience. That's a wonderful realization. It is one that we don't usually get until a few years into our life experience, right? So it's a very important thing, I believe, to become aware that we are those instruments of the divine, that as we align the mental, the emotional, and the physical, which we realize is our persona and the way through which spirit may manifest itself and have a great time, because spirit must manifest. It has this great creative urge to express itself into the world, doesn't it? And you and I are those instruments through which it expresses. Now, when we finally realize that this is the truth of our being and utilize the wonderful law of creative expression in a positive and dynamic and successful and wholesome way, then eventually it dawns on us that we are that presence itself, that we have within us and around us this divine nature that is really the truth, as Reverend Mike explained, of who we really are. This is the authentic self. And I think it's important that we don't pretend we're there until we are there. I think it's important that we recognize, yes, it's true that God is all there is and there's nothing else. But until we also recognize that all that nincompoopery that takes place out there in the world, until it goes away and we no longer see it and experience it, we still need to deal with it. Intelligently, of course, creatively, and with a great creative imagination, so that we maintain our vision and we maintain our realization that there is God and nothing else, and the day comes when we all recognize that. In the meantime, what we're doing is this dance between the absolute, where there's God and nothing else, and the relative, where stuff happens. And in the absolute, I am the presence divine. I am that divine life. In the absolute, that's the truth. In the relative, it's also the truth. But my experience in that relative state is that I am opening up to become the instrument through which divine love may express. And creative intelligence may create beautiful things in my world and in the greater world. And my beloved Barney, Earl Barnum, my original teacher, second papa, mentor, he taught us early on to do our best to learn to do a graceful dance between the absolute and the relative. Because what's true in the absolute is eternally true. What's true in the relative is so for a while. So yes, you and I are the instruments for divine expression. Let's delight in it. Let's give thanks for our ability to use this creative intelligence in a beautiful way and to make a difference in our world. But it's true. We are both and. The infinite life of God itself. And right where we are, just imagine this, right where we are, all of the infinite consciousness of the divine is present. Now that's a big thing to wrap our minds around, isn't it? But it's the truth. Right where you are, right now, all the intelligence, the infinite intelligence, all of the love, the unconditioned love of God is present. Wow! That means that I need to start out by becoming open to being that instrument of divine life, and ultimately, truly, authentically coming to that place where I know I am that. I am that. So I think we agree on this, don't you, Reverend Mike? Good. Second question. Do you have some power or all power? Do you have some power or do you have all power? Well, that's up to you and me to understand and to live from that place, isn't it? I have some power when I am thinking of myself as somehow separate from the presence. I have some power because I have a body that moves around the earth. I have emotions to think and feel. Yes, you can think with your emotions too. I have a mentality, and I can use that. My brain is smart. Your brain is smart. But here's the news about the brain. It is the instrument through which divine mind works. It is the instrument through which intelligence and wisdom and life itself comes forth. So, I have some power when I am just coming from the human self. Human beings can do a lot of things. They can do a lot more things and a lot better and more successfully in realizing that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we're using it all the time. How are we using it, of course, is what we're asking. Because when I'm using my willpower, making things happen, I can get a little bit of something done, but I'll get really tired in doing it because I have a belief that I have to do it all myself instead of aligning with that divine power that can do it all. So in truth, we have all power, but we don't know it yet. So we're not using it well yet. And in this teaching, we learn how, and we support each other in the learning, how to utilize this power for good. That's our divine intention. That's what we get to do while we're here on planet Earth. And let's have a good time while we're doing it. The will is not willpower. We don't want to get into that because it's short term, it doesn't last, and it'll make you tired. But the will is important because will and imagination combined is how we allow this co-creative process to work through us. The will is like the steering wheel on the car. It decides the direction we're going and it drives us there. The imagination is like the engine that empowers us to go where we choose to go. And all the time, we are using the power of God. How much of it are we using? Well, that depends on our awareness of it. So let's continue to hone our awareness. Let's continue to remember who we truly are and what this divine power is that is ours to use. We have all of it to use, but we certainly aren't using all of it yet. We are evolving every moment. Let's continue our study. Let's continue our practice. Let's evolve into knowing that the power for good that's greater than you and I are is right where we are, and it is infinite. There are infinite possibilities. Let's see what Reverend Mike may say about that. Reverend Mike?
Thank you very much, Dr. Maxine. Well, real briefly, I could say whatever she said. Dr. Holmes said there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. And the question is, are we using it intelligently or not? Part of it has to do with if we really recognize what this power is. As she mentioned, willpower, how far does that get you? Oftentimes it can't get us to quit smoking. But there is this power that is greater than ourselves, and it's the response of the universe to our thoughts that manifested in the outer experience, whatever it is that we give to it. Absolutely. But I want to take this one step further. There's not only a power to use, I want you to think a little bit about this. God is all there is, and all is in God. You're the expression of that, all that is, which means you're an expression of that power. You are that power. You are the power expressing in and as you. And how you use that is God's gift to the universe by means of you. There is a power in the universe greater than our separate selves, and you can use it. But that power is yourself when you connect to the essence of spirit, the realization of divine life being the life that you live right here and right now. Now, to make that a little clearer, perhaps, a teacher of mine once gave a water metaphor to that. I was talking to my teacher, David MacArthur, and I was thinking I was getting pretty spiritual at the time. And I said, David, I think I got it. I see God as being like the ocean, and I'm like being the wave. He says, that's good, Mike. But instead of seeing yourself as the wave and God as being the ocean, see yourself as the ocean, see yourself as the wave, see yourself as the ice cube, as the rain, as the snow, as the storms. See yourself as all of that. And feel your wetness. Now, if you look at the power of the universe, feel your power. Express your power. You don't have to go looking for the power. You have to awaken to the power that is within you. You are that power. Call forth it. Call for it to come forth in your life. It's waiting for you. Thank you, Dr. Maxine. Oh, I get to start the next one. Huh?
The next topic.
Okay, the next topic is how do we know to what to set our intention? Well, the universe exists because of some desire for spirit to express itself. You could agree with that?
Yes.
And you and I exist to be co-creators with spirit, to somehow to express that greater idea of life and love. So whatever we do that brings about a greater idea of life and love, that's the will of God for us. Now, how do we know what that is? By being open and receptive to it. How do we know what that is? Is by stepping out of our idea of a separate self, between the self, the I want me stuff, the selfishness stuff, and recognize that it's not just about getting, it's about being. It's about being the truth of life that we are, the love of life that we are. To embrace that concept that right where we are, Spirit wants to express a greater idea, a greater manifestation of love, a greater realization of peace and joy and all good by means of us. We are that tools for Spirit to express. So whatever comes to mind that does that, and it makes, we identify with it as something that is ours to do, and that's something we feel within ourselves. Is this mine to do? Not every idea that comes to mind is ours to do, even if it's a good idea. So ask yourself, Spirit, is this mine to do? Ask Spirit. Spirit will reveal the answer to you. Is this mine to do? And if that Spirit says yes, then go for it with all your heart, with all your might, and all your gusto. Because it is yours to do. Now sometimes life tells us, no, not this way. But that doesn't say stop. That doesn't say no. It just means no, not this way. Spirit wants to express by means of you. And let's say, for example, that you failed at something, that you felt perfectly was your divine right dharma, the things you were meant to do. One of my best friend, Reverend Doug Craig, in our Saturday morning class yesterday said, somebody had called him a master. Frankly, he is. But he says the reason why I'm a master is because I've failed more times than a beginner has tried. So if I fail in what I'm doing, it just brings me closer to the goal. If I fail in what I'm doing, that doesn't mean I'm not living my life purpose. Because the joy in expression is not the destination, but it's the journey. So enjoy your journey because you are participating in the expression of life itself by means of you. And now we get to hear what Reverend Dr. Maxine has to share.
Thank you, Reverend Mike. I'm inspired. I'm finding it very difficult to disagree with anything you say. Surprise.
No words.
Oh, how do we know to what we are to set our intentions? Well, of course, if it is life affirming, it is good for you, it is of no harm to you or anyone else, it's very likely a good intention. If it makes your heart sing, it's not because somebody said you ought to do this. It's because something within you, spirit moving you to a great idea, it's because it is time for you to say yes to that intention and to formulate a beautiful vision of it, to take it into your spiritual mind treatment, to identify with the living presence of God, to speak your truth affirmatively, clearly, and faithfully, to accept it graciously and gratefully, to embrace the truth of it, and then to turn it over to the infinite law of mind, knowing it is reliable and it's doing its work. I set my attention on my intention and move into spiritual mind treatment. That is the tool that Ernest Holmes taught us to use to change conditions by, first of all, changing what? Our consciousness. So every beautiful intention that comes to me, that comes right out of my heart, that lifts my vision when I think about it, that heals my heart when I entertain it, that's good. That is definitely for me to bring into my spiritual practice and make a difference in my life. Oh my goodness, I've been a minister for over 45 years. I've been in this teaching all of my life. I can't even count the miraculous expressions of life. And a miracle is simply an ordinary to God, isn't it? But I can't even count the number of times that things have been healed, or that I've understood, or that I've made headway because I selected and said yes to a divine intention, brought it into meditation. Usually it comes out of meditation, and then brought it into my spiritual mental practice. This beautiful art of treatment that we learn, that all of our practitioners are here to support us with. I love using the creative, intelligent activity of mind, and I love using it powerfully and productively, compassionately and creatively. That's what we do. And so we set our intentions, and if we notice that something that we're thinking about, wishing about, to bring into our lives is maybe not for our highest good. It's possibly not totally life-affirming and maybe even cause a little hurt to someone. That is not the intention for us to set. So instantly, let's say, whoop, wait, take a deep breath. Now I choose a creative, loving, wise, and wonderful intention for myself, for my loved ones, for the greater world itself. It's easy to know when we listen to our hearts, when we listen to that indwelling presence of God's love that says, yes, this is a good idea. Because then we faithfully, successfully understand and utilize this beautiful power for good, we allow ourselves the joy of the co-creative process. And in that moment, all power is given to us. So I think that Reverend Mike and I know we've had a good time doing this, but I trust we've gotten everyone thinking a little more about, are we instruments of the divine or the essence of life itself? Do you have some power or all power? And how do we know to what to set our intentions? We'd love to hear from you. Just put it in the chat. Let us know all about it and how you are utilizing this beautiful, beautiful spiritual teaching to make your life work. Now I think it must be time for our offertory. And we have loved, haven't we loved being together in this celebratory expression of life and asking the questions that are important to us and raising more questions perhaps so that you and I can continue working together in our evolutionary process. And if this spiritual community is important to you as it is to us, let's celebrate it by giving to it our love, our goodness, our finances, our attention. Let's do this together. I know it makes a creative difference in my life when I give to the closest source of spiritual food. And for me, this community is it. So, with a great deal of love, let's join together in celebrating our prosperity. There are so many different ways you may give to our center. Some of you do it automatically, and we love that too. Reminds me of the law and how it works automatically. So let's celebrate our prosperity together with our affirmation. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
You are the light in a darkened room and rain on a desert floor. Love beating in the hardest heart, calm to a raging storm. You're the miracle of miracles, moving through everything, and you move in me, move in me. You are the bread for a hungry soul, life with the truth laid bare. The moon that glows with the light of the sun, but even that can't compare. You're the wonder of wonders, shining through everything, and you shine in me. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am a precious, sacred gift you have opened up, like the stream that spills from the edges of an overflowing cup. You're the blessing of blessings, moving through everything, and you flow through me, flow through me. With your love, oh God, you are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God, lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God. I am alive with your love, oh God. You are high and lifted up, pure and holy. I am solely what you've made me with your love, oh God.
Hi, everyone. My name is Payson Burt. I'm the Vice President of the Board of Trustees, and I'm here with today's announcements. Yay! Thank you, Dr. Maxine and Reverend Mike, for that wonderful talk, and happy Memorial Day, everybody. Excited to be here. So, yes, we are live streaming from the Inspiration Cafe here in Paoli, and we are thrilled you're tuning in today, wherever you are in this world. As you last week, you realized Bo is down south and still is an active participant. So, thanks for everyone for being here. So, the announcements are short but sweet. We have continuing Reverend Mike's Science of Mind textbook classes on Saturdays. You can always get more information on the website, www.csl.org. And if you're watching us and enjoy our Sunday celebrations and love notes on our Facebook or YouTube channel, please be sure to like, to subscribe, and to share with others. When you subscribe, you'll receive notices when our Sunday celebration and daily love notes are uploaded. Again, we will continue to live stream on Sunday celebrations every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Just visit our website, www.cslphilly.org, and click on the orange Watch Live button to see all our virtual love notes and past Sunday celebrations. And that's it. Happy Memorial Day.
Thank you, Payson. You are a delight, and we really appreciate your service to the board. At this time, I get to announce the closing song. It's by one of my favorites, Ricky Byers. She's going to be singing "The Spirit of God is Upon Me." Enjoy.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you so much for being with us today. It was such a treat to share with you. Didn't you think so, Reverend Mike?
Oh, yes, it was awesome.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a benediction. Let's know that we're grateful for all those that have gone before, that have served us so well. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have to serve today. For all the good there is, for all the good that's been given us, and all the good that continues to express by us, we are so grateful. We know this is the truth. We release this to the law. It is so, and so it is.